Okay, so most of us probably learned about complex numbers as a plus bi. But what if I told you that familiar form is actually making things harder than they need to be? Today we're going to look at a much more intuitive way to see them, a simple change in perspective that turns messy algebra into some really elegant geometry.
Right, so let's start with the problem itself. The standard way of writing a complex number is totally fine for simple stuff, like adding them together. But the moment you try to do something like multiplication or finding roots, it gets surprisingly clunky.
And that really begs the question, doesn't it? If we have this form, z equals a plus b, and it works, why would we bother inventing a whole new way to write these numbers? Well, the answer, it turns out, is all about trying to avoid a big mathematical mess.
And this, right here, this is the mess I'm talking about. Just look at this formula for multiplication. I mean, sure, you can plug in the numbers, it works every single time, but it doesn't really give you any feel for what's actually happening, right? You're just crunching numbers. It's cumbersome, and let's be honest, it's not very pretty. There's gotta be a better way.
And of course, there is a better way. The solution comes from a really simple shift in how we look at it. We're going to move from algebra to geometry. So instead of thinking about coordinates, we're going to start thinking in terms of distance and direction.
Think about it like this. Using the standard a plus b form is kind of like telling someone, okay, you need to go a blocks east and then b blocks north. It's very precise, sure, but it's step by step. This new perspective is like just pointing and saying, it's 5 miles that way. You're giving the exact same information, a distance and a direction, but in a much more direct and frankly more useful way. To make this work, we need a new kind of map. It's called the complex plane. Now, it looks just like a regular graph, but here the horizontal line is our real axis, and that vertical line is the imaginary axis. So now any complex number can be plotted not just as a dot, but as a vector, an arrow, pointing from the center right to that location.
So, for our new way of giving directions, the first thing we need is the distance. In the world of complex numbers, we call this the modulus, and we represent it with r. It's really simple. It's just the length of that vector. How far is our point from the dead center?
The second piece of the puzzle is the direction. We call this the argument, and we use the Greek letter theta for it. It's just the angle that our vector makes with the positive side of the real axis. So, we have a distance and we have a direction. That's literally it.
And when we put those two ideas together, we get what's called the polar form. Now, I know this equation might look a little intimidating with the cosine and sine in there, but don't let the trig functions fool you. All this is saying is that our number z is just its distance r multiplied by its direction, which is what that cos theta plus I sine theta part describes. We've officially made the switch from coordinates to distance and angle.
But believe it or not, we can make this even simpler. And this is where one of the most famous results in all of mathematics comes into play. And it gives us this incredible shortcut that makes our polar form way more powerful.
This is Euler's formula. It's often called the most beautiful equation in mathematics, and for good reason. It shows this stunning, almost magical connection between the number e, which is all about exponential growth, and sine and cosine, which are all about rotation. It basically tells us that growth in an imaginary direction is rotation. And that means that whole cos theta plus I sine theta part of our formula can be written much, much more simply.
By just swapping in Euler's formula, we get this, the exponential form. Just look at how clean and simple that is. Our complex number is just its distance r times e raised to the power of its direction, I times theta. All of that trigonometric complexity is now hidden inside this beautiful, super compact expression.
And this brings us right back to where we started. Remember that messy multiplication formula from the beginning? On the left, you've got that cumbersome algebra. But on the right, using our new exponential form, look how incredibly simple it becomes. To multiply two complex numbers, you just multiply their distances, and you add their angles. That's it. The messy algebra has completely transformed into simple, intuitive geometry. So yeah, this is mathematically elegant for sure. But what's the real point? Why does this actually matter? Well, this new perspective isn't just about making things look neat. It unlocks some serious power for solving actual real-world problems. One of the immediate payoffs is something called de Moivre's theorem. Thanks to our new exponential form, raising a complex number to some power n becomes incredibly easy. You just raise the distance to the power of n, and you multiply the angle by n. This simple rule makes a task that used to be really difficult, like finding the cube root of a complex number, almost trivial.
So now, finding roots just becomes a simple recipe. Step 1, you write the number in exponential form, but you add a little term for any full 360-degree rotations. Step 2, you apply de Moivre's theorem to find the root. And step 3, you just plug in different numbers for k, 0, 1, 2, and so on, to find all the unique answers. What used to be a major algebraic headache is now just a straightforward 3-step process.
And this is not just abstract math. This is the language that engineers and physicists are using every single day. The amplitude and phase of a wave, that's just its modulus and argument. This math is absolutely fundamental for analyzing AC electrical circuits, for describing any kind of physical wave or oscillation, for processing signals with things like the Fourier transform, and even for studying aircraft stability or the light that's coming to us from distant stars.
So here's the bottom line. We started with this clunky algebraic way of doing things. But by just shifting our perspective to a geometric one, by thinking in terms of distance and direction, we turned a really messy problem into an elegant solution. And that solution didn't just clean up the math, it opened the door to all these powerful, real-world applications.
Which kind of leaves us with one final thought. We just saw how a new point of view completely transformed a mathematical problem. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other complex problems, maybe in math or even in life, are just sitting there waiting for the right change in perspective to suddenly become simple?